You already know what it is. Live, you already know what it is. You already know what it is. You already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. Tell the truth
And what?
and shame the devil.
I love being black. All right, people, come on in. Come on in. Come on in. We here tonight for a little while. I think I got an hour in me, people. I got an hour. I got an hour, people. Come on in. Come on in. I got an hour. All right. We got an open discussion tonight. I'm looking for some new callers, 872-297-6389. Again, 872-297-6389 or 872-299-0808. Come on in, people. Come on in. All right. I got some people on here. Smooth Operator. What's going on, Smooth Operator? Crime Chaser. Salute to you. All right. Katie Brown. How you doing, Miss Katie Brown? Jordan for the win. Hello. What's up, Jordan for the win? Jules Smith. Hey, how you doing? You and your grandbaby. I see you. Karen Crawley Martin. Hey, Martin, everyone. Okay, it's good. All right, tomorrow. All right. Good, good, good. Valisa. Hey, what's going on, Valisa? What's going on? Man, my face looks like it's what? My skin is so oily, people. But it is what it is. Y'all come on in and show some love. Make sure you hit like D. What's going on? It's hot today. I've been out one time today, man. One time. Smooth Operator, big up Jordan. All right. Yolanda Sims. What's going on, Yolanda? Anthony Williams. What's going on? Sharice Wright. What's going on? All right. Share. Make sure you guys share the thing. What up, brother Lewis Ramsey? My brother. All right, share this live, everybody. Share this live. We got open discussion tonight. I'm looking for some new callers tonight to come on in. And you know, the hot topic is we've been talking about the Democratic National Convention. We've been talking about Kamala, how you pronounce her name, the vice president. We've been talking about her. There's been a lot going on. Katie Brown, be careful of the heat waves tomorrow. Okay. Ali, what's up? All right. Tracy Taylor, what's going on, Taylor? Kennard, the DJ. Yep, tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
And what?
And shame the devil.
All right. Beat. His what? We're talking about. It's open discussion night. Whatever you guys want to talk about.
900.
All right. What's that? STUF? All right. LaWanda Smith, what's going on? 872. I need some new callers tonight, too, people. Y'all always get mad when you hear the same people calling. I need some new callers. 872-299-0808 or 872-297-6389. I'm live, uncut, unedited. Tell the truth and shame the devil. Hit that like button, especially my YouTube people on here. Yes, they are. Hit that like and share button, people. Hit that like and share button. So what's on your mind, Miss 900?
Hey, Martin.
Ain't no laughing today. We all serious now. What's going on? What's going on? How you doing? No joking
I'm fine.
today.
You said open. You said open discussion.
Yeah, open discussion. Yeah.
Okay, so I guess I started off by saying that it was nice meeting you at the DNC protest on Thursday.
Was that you I seen? Why you didn't introduce yourself? No.
Martin.
Nice meeting you. Nice meeting 900. Yes.
Likewise. Yeah, y'all. Me and Martin finally linked up in the flesh. So I'm a real person, and yeah, and it was all cordial. It was nice. We had a nice, very eventful day. Few hours. Yeah, we got lots of footage. Saw myself on the news clips, and I saw Martin. Yeah, it was yep.
Mm-hmm. So was you nervous at your first protest?
No, I wasn't nervous because I don't know. I mean, I see this stuff so much online. It's almost like I'm just watching something online, you know. but just in person. So I wasn't nervous.
Oh, you were nervous.
I think you could tell I wasn't nervous, Mark.
I'm not sure. I just met you, so I wouldn't know.
Well,
you know.
I mean, just based on how adventurous I was with getting the footage and talking to people like Crackhead Barney.
That's my first time ever seeing that lady. Well, the second time today, I didn't even know she exists.
Yeah. Like I said to her when I walked up to her, I watched another YouTuber who I've been watching for a couple years, and he's based in New York, and he does videos where he walks around New York, and he's had several interactions with her at protests, and she's always there, causing chaos, and she's had run-ins with him on camera, and they're going back and forth. So I knew who she was already.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I had no knowledge of her.
Yeah, she's real ignorant. She just, I found her channel. It's called Crackhead Barney and Friends.
Oh yeah,
she has a channel.
Yeah, she on Instagram.
YouTube.
Well, I got her on Instagram. Okay.
Yeah, she hasn't uploaded since I saw her channel about 2 days ago. She hasn't uploaded any footage from the DNC. Maybe she will, maybe she won't. But
yeah, she did a lot of cussing. I don't like her filthy mouth. But
yeah, I'm rewatching the clips where I was in them, and she's just saying all kind of obscene things in the background, and it just makes the video look bad. It's like I can't even. I feel funny even showing some of the clips to people because of things that she's saying in the background. It's so inappropriate. So
Okay. What else did you think the police did a good job or what?
Oh yeah, I thought they did a good job. They had everything under control. I thought the protest was peaceful until that guy came in there with the American flag, and let those people have their protest. Is this peaceful? Everyone has the right to assembly in this country. If it was him, he would want that same right respected. So, but I'm glad they got him out because I think there would have been some clash with the Palestinian people and even that Antifa guy. So, yeah, but it was peaceful. Me and Mara was boots on the ground, had our phones out, camera, all that. And what's your friend's name who came? I saw him in several clips.
He's on here. D. He's on here now.
Okay. Yeah. I saw. Hey, thanks for coming. It was nice meeting you too. I saw you in several of the news footages too.
You met Roosevelt.
With your phone.
You met Roosevelt.
Oh yeah, that's right, Roosevelt. Nice if you listen to Roosevelt. Nice meeting you too. I hate we got lost because we started out together, but we, once Vivek came on the scene, it was over from there.
Okay.
Yeah, I've showed that footage to several people already at work.
Oh, you got you getting props, huh? Getting clout, huh? Chasing clout.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, yeah, I made Fox 32 News. I made the news, y'all. And they was like, oh, let me see. And I'm like, yeah, I was right here in the front. I walked right in front of the camera, and I looked at the camera for a split second, I was in clear view. I didn't know that girl was with Fox, but I saw her and I was right in front of her. I had no idea she was with Fox.
Tell them about that man you was flirting with at Fox.
Oh yeah, Mark Rivera. If y'all watch the news, I don't watch the news, and I definitely can't watch Chicago news because I'm not there. But Mark Rivera, he is a fine man. If y'all know that reporter on ABC, he's a fine man. I was sitting right next to him, and he's married though. So he's married. I saw his Facebook. He just had a newborn a couple months ago. So, but he's a fine reporter though. I give him that. Okay. And I did not know he was Hispanic. Rivera, that's a Hispanic name. He looks white to me. He looks white.
Well, Hispanic go by white a lot of times. So they go.
No, he looks Caucasian, Caucasoid, white. Yeah. I would have never thought he was Hispanic. Rivera, maybe one of his parents is Hispanic because he definitely can't be full Hispanic.
Okay.
But, yeah.
All right. We need another caller, 872-299-0808. We got an open discussion tonight. Whatever's on your heart. I want to talk about, I got a video, but I want to talk about this lady. She's on a rooftop. Actually, she's not. She's a migrant. She got pregnant by one of the supervisors there. They found out. They fired the supervisor. Now, did you know what she want to do? I can't say that word. That's the backstory about that. I need some new callers, people. I need fresh, brand new voices. I don't want to hear all the same people all the time. Some few new callers. YouTube, make sure you like and share the video, please. All right.
I haven't seen that video.
It's on my live. It was not on my live. It's on my page. She's still up there. I just got a call, a text. She's still up on the roof.
Oh, so she's trying to.
You know what she's trying to do. Of course, I didn't want to say it. Because yeah.
Oh, I thought she was talking about the A word.
No.
You said she got pregnant.
Where in Aurora?
Wow.
Is at the company's called Factor 75. It's a company it's called Factor 75. She's on top of the roof. She is an employee there. She's pregnant. I heard that she got pregnant by a supervisor from Chicago. I don't know if he's black or white, whatever. I don't know his race.
Why would she want to?
I don't know. You got to ask her that. I don't know. You got to ask her. I don't know. You asked him wrong person. I don't know. I know she on top of the roof. She got a sign. So, matter of fact, I may pull that up real quick. Maybe I'll pull that up real quick. All right, let's see what Sarge got to say while I'm doing that. Go ahead, Sarge.
Hey, what's going on? Just got the alert and the title and everything. It's like, okay, it's like 5 minutes in, or either I got alerted real late. Yeah, heard the conversation about the rally and whatnot, and I really wish I could have been there with, like I said, with the guy that was with the American flag doing all his whatever. I would have schooled him to a little bit of history that he doesn't know about.
You say he was a military man.
Yeah, and he doesn't know very much history about what he had, what he was doing, because you had the Israelis there, ready to the ship. If I'm not mistaken, it was 1967, and all they gave the United States was a "oops, my bad." I'm like, you attacked our ship, fired on one of our ships over in your waters. Oops. Where do you do that at? That's an act of war. So, but him not knowing what, I mean, maybe he was in the military, but he never deployed to Iraq, Afghanistan. So, not making excuses for him, but, yeah. But outside of, think he a brainiac. The subject you discussing is what?
It's open discussion, Sarge.
Oh, okay. That's cool. That's cool.
You have a lot. Hold on. Before you guys, let me go to the next. Hold it. Call in. I'm looking for some new voices. Y'all always complain about the same people. Call in. No, what's holding you back? Call in 872-297-6389. The number's above my head, if you can see it, directly over my head, or you can call another number, 872-299-0808, if you can't get in on that number. It's just plain and simple. But let me talk about this, Sarge, real quick, and this lady on this rooftop here. Let me talk about this lady on this rooftop and tell y'all the backstory, because I know y'all don't know. I couldn't put it out there like that. Let's see. All right, this lady right here. This is the backstory of it. The backstory is that he's an employee at Aurora, Illinois, and they said that he was going with the supervisor. Supervisor had a wife. And so they just recently fired the supervisor. And I guess she's so disgusted, she wanted to sit on top of the rooftop and y'all and do what? She's like it's really not a protest, but I think the letter says on there, I think got his name on there and asking her children to forgive her or something. Or that. It's in Spanish. So that's what that's all about. Actually, I just got another video and she's still on the rooftop right now as we speak. So that is terrible. Okay, Renee said it was a USS Liberty incident. Okay. Smooth operator, yes. All right. Now listen up. Now, I don't know if he was a black supervisor or if he was a Spanish supervisor, but you got a lot of these guys out here having sex with these migrants. And I'm not saying that in a negative way, saying it is inhumane and all. I'm not saying that. But you have a lot of guys out here having sex with them, getting them pregnant and everything. Getting them pregnant. What's y'all thoughts about that, ladies? I know the ladies would love to say something about that. Yeah. 900, what you got to say about that? These guys mess with these migrants. $900. She must have stepped away. All right. Sarge, what you have to say about that?
Well, you know, if they're working there, this thing is called moral turpitude. They're not supposed to be actually engaging in that. But there was another situation similar to that. I don't know if you saw it on the news. 7th District, my old hood, Inglewood. Mm-hmm. Chicago police officer got loaded and waited on the woman he was seeing that was a fellow police officer to come out. He snatched out the car and beat her down. I mean, beat her down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, that I'm like, dude, he's supposed to have got arrested immediately, weapon confiscated and all that. Because, you fall under the Lawberg Act with that. But
I think
that had been a regular civilian.
I think he did get arrested for domestic violence.
Yeah.
He had to go before a judge.
Yeah, it took him two days because she said she didn't want to press charges. Like, that don't matter. The state's supposed to pick it up at that point. Mm-hmm. Because you have a scared witness of domestic violence.
That's right. That's right. That's correct.
Yeah, so he got a job. He deserved to lose.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we got a new caller. Hold it. New caller.
Okay.
3268. Hey, new caller.
Hello, Martin.
Oh, it's Roosevelt. I thought it was a new caller. Roosevelt ain't new. Come on, Roosevelt. What you want to talk about? Come on, Roosevelt.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say it was good seeing you at the rally on the last day. And it was also good to finally put a face to the voice and meet Miss 900 the very first time.
You too.
She is an absolutely charming young lady, and you are absolutely beautiful and gorgeous, I do have to say.
Well, thank you.
Not going to be on here too long because I know you're probably waiting on other callers. But about this whole migrant thing or something, and this might sound cold or cool or whatever it's going to sound like, but you know me, I don't really care. Whatever happens to some kind of illegal migrant and stuff, I could almost care less.
Why you feel like that?
First of all, they don't have no because their numbers. You give it a couple of more years, 2 to 3 more years. Chicago is going to be looking just like Los Angeles, California. How, when they were first starting to come there, people kind of welcomed them with open arms. And then when their numbers started to get more than regular Angelenos, especially black people in Los Angeles, they began to terrorize black residents who lived in South Central LA, shooting them and committing crimes against them and firebombing their houses and all that stuff. And they end up driving a whole lot of black people out of Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. And you give it 2 to 3 more years, or 2 to 3 more years in Chicago, that's going to be happening here. So the thing is, I think that all of us, and even I don't think I want to use any kind of or call any kind of gang affiliation over your line, but
please
for anybody who's listening to this thing, who's a member of a so-called street organization, instead of fighting each other over stupid little stuff like property and gang turf or drug turf, I think every single one of them needs to band together in one massive big army and turn against the illegal migrants. So whatever happens to them, at this point, it doesn't move me one bit. Even if old girl ended up jumping from the top of this building, it wouldn't bother me one bit.
And
you don't belong here anyway.
And you're a Christian?
Hello.
Hold on, sir. You've been calling all day, and you finally called us live. So just hold on a minute, sir. 336. Hold on. Okay, go ahead, Roosevelt. You're a Christian guy, right?
I am, even a deacon in my church. But the thing is, I'm looking at. I'm sorry. I have to roll with my people. Not only, let's just say, my black people, but just black Americans. The way it goes, because if we were here right now, sitting in their country, they would not be caring about us the same way that we care about them. Because I had one woman, who used to belong to my old lodge. And she used to take trips to go to the big resort down there in the Dominican Republic. But one thing she told me, and I believe this is not for the Dominican Republic, I believe it's for all places, that, you have to be very careful with some of those people, especially in Dominican Republic, because right or wrong, no matter what, they're going to roll with their people. It could be dispute in between you and a Dominican down there, and you could be 100% right in the dispute. They're going to roll with their people regardless. I believe that this is what we need to do in this country. Stop taking care of every single dirty, filthy, low-down piece of trash that decides to cross over the border. Deal with America first. Because, charity begins at home. And Martin, you have children and anything. I don't know if 900 has children. I don't know if Sarge has children or anything like that. But it would be almost wrong. And I'm using too many words. Let's say it would be wrong for you to neglect your wife and your kids, especially when they were small, and you got rid of them and start moving with another woman and start taking care of her and her kids. Charity begins at home first, and then it spreads abroad.
Okay.
This country doesn't need to take care of anyone else when you still have regular Americans sleeping on benches. And I was going to church yesterday, and here's somebody was laying in the L station asleep on the ground. Somebody homeless.
American citizen. Yeah. Well, hold on, Roosevelt. I got a new voice calling in. Hey, sir, 336.
Hey, how you doing, Martin? Glad I got to get to talk to you. I'm a first-time caller.
Yeah, you was calling earlier today. I wasn't even on live. I'm looking at the screen. I said, the brother don't realize I ain't on live. He calling, but I'm live now. Go ahead, my brother. First-time caller.
Okay.
Hold on. First-time caller, y'all. Now, hey, brother, before you start talking, this is where
Tell
we
the truth
and shame the devil.
and shame the.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
my brother. What's your comment?
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm basically on the same page you is, Martin, when it comes to, I'm not voting for now one of them. It's like they try to put you in a predicament where you try to choose one evil over another evil. But we already know Trump already done told what he's trying to do if he get back in office. He's trying to take us back into Jim Crow time. But even though that's scary, but we already know he's not going to probably make it back into office. But the scary part is the white VP, because I'm a Christian, and according to the word says a woman is not supposed to usher fraud over a man. And what do you think she'll be doing? What you think she'll be doing, being put in the position she's being put in? She's actually going against the word of God, which means, he even speaks about it in Revelation. So, I like to hear what your viewers have to say about that. But this country, they'll blow this country up before they see a black person get blessed. And that's sad. But that's the route that they seem like they take.
Okay, I missed.
Thank you for.
I missed something. You said what was you saying about a woman?
According to Revelation, the Bible, and I don't know if you heard, they even come out, they had banned the Bible. I guess that's because Russia done showed the vault over there. But according to Revelation, a woman ain't supposed to usher authority over man, but yet they put her as a president, which is going to put her in a position of ushering authority over men in a sense.
Okay. Oh, okay. Anybody want to comment on that?
I do.
Go ahead.
All right. So he is right. And the Bible even says that something like, cursed be unto a nation when the women shall be in power. So it's not a good thing.
That's in Revelation.
Yeah.
So either one of them that gets in there, it's going to be scary.
Yeah, but
I'd rather take my chances with Trump over God. God says, fear no man, that they're going to destroy the Father, but fear God who destroy the body and soul.
Yeah.
So like I said, both. It's scary because I'm with you, Martin. I ain't voting for now one of them. Both of them see.
Mm-hmm.
She's an Indian, and she's determined she's not going to help blacks, but yet she's trying to sell that same Democratic line that they've been selling for us for what, 300-400 years. Thank you for allowing me to speak.
Oh, no problem. You can hold on if you want to. I don't care. 8140. We got another caller. 8140. Come on, caller. Oh, they signed it in. I forgot they got to check in. 8140. Come on, caller.
Has joined.
Come on, caller. 8140.
Oh, okay. Well, I just wanted to add to what the man said. I'm not a very religious. First of all, good evening. I'm not a very religious individual. I don't think that that makes me less of a godly or good person or whatever. But I will say this: I do take pride in being intelligent. I take pride in being able to take care of myself and such. Okay, as a woman. But what I will say is that once you get up so high in certain environments, and there's more at risk, I honestly feel like because of our genetic makeup, our chemical imbalances that happen, I don't think that, and I know a lot of women will probably disagree with me, but I don't believe that we are supposed to be in those places because, and it's not, I don't look at it as a negative, how we're made up, but it could be a negative in the wrong environment and in the wrong position. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I just wanted to let the gentleman know that although I'm not looking at it from a biblical standpoint, I also agree with that idea. So when just the idea of outside of all her policies, just the fact that she's a woman of a nation like America in a time like this, I don't want no female president. I don't think it's a good look because perspective is almost everything. Okay, she's not going to be respected outside of the U.S. or inside, but definitely not outside, because we have to remember we're one of the most so-called free nations, and what I mean by that is, sexually, religiously, politically. Where else in the world are people removing their genitalia like they are here in America, right? So we have to remember the majority of the rest of the world are not like America. So they're not thinking like America. So just that alone, I don't want that. We got too many possible proxy wars that we're a part of. Like, no. And then just like I said, just off the simple fact that as women, we do have hormonal changes and things that men just simply don't go through. And we can be in denial about how that would never affect how we would function, but they do. It does. And I just wanted to let the gentleman know on that standpoint, I agree with him.
Okay.
Even though I've never heard of that part with, about the Bible, Revelation. Mm-hmm. But anyway,
we had two women.
That's all.
I want to ask you guys a question. I was in a discussion with a lady the other day, it kind of made sense. She talked about the great migration from the South. A lot of our parents came from the South up here to the North, and a lot of them didn't have a high school education. They probably was reading at a 6th grade level, but there were jobs out here that would take them and pay them well. So she tried to compare that to the migrants coming here.
No. Heck no.
She tried to compare
you know what?
Go ahead. Go stop me. Go ahead. I'm just y'all know where I'm going. I ain't even finished. I ain't even finished it out. Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Because
Go ahead.
you know what?
Go ahead.
Our own people, and I'm pretty sure she was a black woman.
No, she's a Puerto Rican and black. Oh, she's Puerto Rican and black.
Oh well.
Puerto Rican and black. So.
But the people I've heard it from, the only people I've heard that from now, and this has been in person. This ain't even all been on social media in person. A lot of our people are comparing it to that. And I'm like, hold on. First of all, you have to look at your position. Always. You have to first always consider who you are in your position. And yeah, we may have similarities, right? As far as our people being oppressed, but our position here in America is not their position. First of all, we were either brought here, you got some of us that don't believe that some of us were brought from Africa. I do believe that some of us were brought from Africa, and I'm sure that there were darkly melanated people already here. Okay, but let's be realistic. At the end of the day, our people were slaves. We are descendants of slaves, people that were made to work. And not only were you made to work, guess what? They would kill you and hunt you down for trying to leave. So how could you possibly compare their lives and how they move? They're running away from violence from their own people. Here in America, the black man or woman was trying to survive from people that were using them and hunting them down. So how could you dare compare the two? You can't. You can't. And for those of us, those of our ancestors that were from Africa and that still remembered Africa, who parents probably passed down, probably the first 2-3 generations, they probably still passed it down stories, so they probably still longed for home. But guess what? They couldn't go. So you couldn't possibly compare their experience. And let's not even begin to speak on how they literally bred us like animals. They literally bred us like animals. Putting brothers and sisters together, the way they did to men to humiliate them, especially
Natasha. Let me say
that argument is so crazy.
Let me say, Natasha. She also said that. She said, "Well, are you going to cut grass? Are you going to do home health care? Little labor jobs like that. That she said that blacks don't want to do. That was her excuse.
Why did they say that?
Yeah.
You know what? It's two arguments about the work. The workforce.
Hold on, Tasha. Hold on. She's saying the low skill jobs. Like working in factories. She said you don't need a lot of brains working in a lot of places. All you need to know how to is follow instructions. Lift this box up over here and put it over there. You do that all day. Lift
that
this box up.
True.
Right. She says some of these jobs, low wage jobs, that's why they bring in the migrants and illegals in his country to do. These are the things that a lot of us won't do. We won't be out in the sun.
I don't believe that. Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
So many of our people, first of all, so many of our people work those jobs. I think that whole, you all don't want to do this. Now, that might have been for the white man, okay? When after, the industrialism kind of died down, they went to go and then more of them started to aspire to be doctors and lawyers and corporate, this and that. Yeah, maybe they didn't want it, but that's all we had left, right? They thought they were too good for blue collar jobs. So we picked them up. Now, but you know what? They're trying to return back to the workforce anyway, the blue collar workforce. But I believe that's just, how people start a rumor and everybody just goes along with it, but they ignore what they see every day in real life. You know how many black men and women I know that work at places like Amazon and the factories out west. Like, we are working those jobs, but at the same time, we're American citizens. These big companies
if they can get away with it, yes, they're hiring foreigners and such, undocumented people. I know people with personal businesses that go out that way. And all the whole thing about the landscaping, you know how many men I know that have actual jobs where they're actually working on my job.
Okay.
Where they're making over $100,000 on the job, and they still have side landscaping businesses and stuff. So when they say things like, "Oh, black people don't want it," yes, they are. You got men that literally are doing it on the side.
Okay. Now, she did say this, Natasha, which was a good point. You might not agree. You might agree with it. She said, "Look at the young people today." She compared Chicago. She said, "That's why you guys' school here, Martin, in Chicago, Illinois, is trash. Majority of them. A lot of people, they graduate, they can't read, they don't know how to read. So then a lot of things another thing she said as well as, where are the young people that have these trade skills, the plumbing, into these apprenticeships, into a carpentry or HVAC and mechanic? You know, you don't see many black.
They with a trade school.
I'm just saying.
I think it's a combination of.
Okay, I'm just saying what she said. Okay, I'm just saying what she said. So y'all don't jump down my throat.
I understand.
Okay, go ahead.
No, I ain't jumping down your throat, but let me tell you something. Working on a blue collar job, let me tell you what I see and I know, because I didn't know anything about these unions and stuff as far as like the actual trade until I started doing what I was doing, because I come in contact with a lot of different trade people, and I'm like, oh, it's that easy to get in, but guess what? It's almost like the mob. It's almost like the mob. They'll allow so many of our people in. And it's not to say that our kids are going after it. Don't get me wrong. But even on my job, first of all, it's very racist. Very, very racist in them trade unions. Where they're making good money. We're not talking about the small ones. The ones where they're making good money.
But see, and hold it, sister, hold it. We got a new caller anyway. Where are the young people that are in these trades? That's what she was saying.
Yeah,
so when you don't see,
it's a combination of
right.
This is Lakita.
Yeah.
But I was going to say the parents also don't. It's also the lack of education for the parents.
Whose fault is that? That's why she said that our educational system here in the Midwest West is trash. We don't, it's trash. Yeah. But let me take this new caller. Let me take this new caller. We'll come back. Come on, new caller, 4196. Hey, caller.
Hey, how you doing?
This your first time calling?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, this is your first time calling?
No, it's not my first time calling, but I have called before, but I didn't get through.
Okay, come on. What do you want to comment? What you want to talk about? Hello?
I want to, yeah, this is me. I want to talk about the educational system as well.
Come on with it.
Because for one, back in the day, we had things for our kids to do. It was plenty of YMCAs. It was plenty of I forgot what the schoolhouses behind the school. When the kids got out of school, they can go there and participate in activities. We had so many things. We are lacking 100% of everything in the Black community.
Young lady, you ain't got. Okay, let me say this.
Huh?
Your Facebook turned down and everything. I don't hear no echo, but I just want to make sure. And get me off speakerphone.
I'm not for sure, actually, because this is my first time really doing this. So.
Okay, actually, this is your first time calling in. Is it? Here? Okay, turn down Facebook. If you got Facebook, because turn down your Facebook all the way down.
Okay, I see what I'm doing.
Right, turn down so it won't be a delay.
Yeah, like I was saying, it's just a lack of things in the Black community that we used to have 100% of, that we have nothing now for our children to do. Hold
it, young lady. Hold it a second. Now, another point that the lady said, that here in the Midwest, remember we had the steel mills, the stock yards, and all the little labor jobs. She said, this is what she said. This is what the lady said. She said that you don't need a whole lot of education to do that. That's why she said Illinois schools, they make you labor ready. They don't want you to go far in education. As long as you can follow directions and do lift this, lift that, they don't want that. They want us to do the labor jobs. And she said that's mainly what our parents came up here for when they came from the South, to do these little labor jobs. They didn't really want nobody with intelligence. to do certain
And
jobs.
I can believe that.
Go ahead.
I can really believe that. But the thing is, it was a lot of black people that was intelligent that could do more than just labor jobs.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like you brought up the apprentice programs with the trades and everything. We need those in the black community. We need, because some kids don't want to go to college. They don't want to go to college. And they could get paid for learning a skill that will last them really for the rest of their life. And honestly, my son is in one. Thanks the Lord God. He was able to make it. And it's just a tragedy in our communities that it's such a lack. And then we let people come in and do whatever they want to do. We can't go to their communities and do whatever we want to do. And then it's like we are so accepting of other people to where they don't even look at us. They don't want to help black people. They never did. And it's just a tragedy for us. It really is. If we don't step up, stop spending our money, stop doing things that we know that's not going to get us anywhere and come together, we're not going to be nowhere.
So that's another thing as parents, we should look into if our children not going to college, at least we can assign them in some type of trade, a skill, because she said it. She said, look at a lot of the black youth out here. They are not in no skill training program or nothing. They're just out here,
Nothing.
a lot of them. Now, we do have a lot of black men in college. There's more black men in college than it is in jail, in college. So that's proven. That is a proven fact.
That's good. That's great.
That's proven. So let me just say that. Yes.
I want to say something.
Yes.
Okay. Well, yeah, I agree with that, but also the school system, public school system, that most Black kids and Hispanic, but Black kids, for the sake of this conversation, are going to, are not good schools.
She said that.
Yeah, I know. The school system is garbage. Like you said at the beginning, a lot of these kids, they cannot read, they cannot write. And you can see that just with the punctuation of these people when you just try to read social media. When you read social media comments, run-on sentences, don't know the difference between there. It's just punctuation is all over the place.
Even comprehension, reading comprehension, that's very important.
Right,
a lot of people can't read. I mean, I make a post. They think I'm saying something else. I'm like, man, where did they get that from? All out of left field.
You have to understand also that is a cultural problem. We cannot put that all on. We cannot put that all on the school system, because realistically speaking, it's your parents' job to get you ready for school. Too many parents today in the Black community, but in all communities, but especially in the Black community, from what I've seen, they just put it all in the school system's hands. They don't teach their children how to, the child be 2 and 3 years old, don't know letters, don't know colors. They just say, well, your school, kindergarten or pre-K will teach you all that. They come to school, and ask some of these teachers. They'll confirm it. They'll confirm what I'm saying is true. These kids coming in, they don't know basic colors, and they're not reading to these kids. That's the difference between in the white communities and the Black communities. White parents, I will say this for sure, I see it with my own eyes. White parents make it a priority to read to their children. They take them to the library, they order books, they read to their babies and their children. And so that is a big reason right there. It's a cultural problem, Martin. That's a cultural thing. It's in white people's culture. Martin, it is.
Me either.
I don't agree with that. Because if that's the case, why we have a lot of Black men or Black people in college, more Black men in college than it is in jail. So, I mean, I understand.
I think sometimes they just don't have the chance.
Right. Well, let me just say this. I'm not making excuse for nobody. I'll say this. In certain regions, like Ohio, Chicago, Illinois, and these little Minnesota, they have a lot of these companies, labor companies, and that's what they focus on. She said that you guys' education focus more on labors, where she was from Florida, where they more skilled. And also she was saying that in, I think she was saying in DC's Maryland, that there are more affluent Blacks there that's educated and smart, more than even Atlanta. It's more than that. So I mean,
hey, Martin.
Go ahead.
The reason the woman was speaking the way she was speaking because there's been a change over the last 10 years. Now, if you go back to 2014, you will see that Florida educationally was almost last on the list as of high schools in education. They were just above Hawaii, and they were just below Georgia and South Carolina, which they were tied when you look at educational, okay? Go to the University of Miami and ask how many people in the University of Miami are Floridians, and you'll barely find any. And that's real.
Okay. But okay, I listen. She didn't give me no numbers, no facts or anything, but it was just, we were just having this conversation, and that's why the school system are failing here in the Midwest. We have a lot of problems in these major Black areas because we don't have a lot of people that know how to read and a lot of affluent people for these skilled jobs or, in some of these good positions. That's why anybody can tell us anything. A lot of you even know, Sarge, we didn't learn nothing about Black history in school, just a little bit, few characters, maybe 4 or 5 characters, and that's it.
Yeah, the main one.
And
but that's on the parents though.
Yeah, I know. Hold it, Sarge.
Okay.
We were taught, I was taught, get a good education. So when you get out of school or get out of college, you can get you a good job. That's labor. That's that mentality thinking. That's not to start your own job, to get a good job and go work for the man. That's the mentality that the public schools are drilling and indoctrinating our children in.
Correct.
Well, they've been doing that for years, Martin. I never forget.
That's all kids, though. That's all kids.
Yeah, but
I never forget something that happened in 1995. This is this white guy, right? And he was talking to me. He's telling me how he got bamboozled by the American dream. I'm like, what are you talking about? All my life, I was told if I get good grades, then I'm gonna go to college. Then when I go to college, I'm gonna be able to get the good job and get married and have 2 kids and a dog and a house with the picket fence. Now I'm in the Army to pay back my college debt because I couldn't get a loan to pay my college back. It's legit. He was upset. He was seriously upset. And I was sitting there like, wow. And I never forgot about that. And I was like, yeah, that is true. That the American dream, selling that dream, that's what it is, a dream. It's not a reality. You create and make your own reality.
You know what they say about that?
Yes, that's why I tell my kids do not go to college.
Well,
you know what they say. You know what they say about the American dream, right?
Okay.
Yeah. They say if you want. No, they say if you.
Hold it. One person talk at a time. One person at a time.
Okay, let me go. They said they call it the American dream because you have to be asleep to believe in it.
Oh yeah, that's true. Because the other thing I heard was, American dream. Yeah, okay. You want to see God laugh? Ask him what you got planned. Well, tell him what you got planned, brother.
All right. I want to hear from the last caller. Come on, my dear sister. 4196. Come on. Everybody else quiet. Let me hear from this sister.
I really don't. I mean, I really don't have nothing else to say. It's a tragedy that we're going through with our people.
Well, I heard you say,
and it's been going on.
Well, why would you tell your children not to go to college? That's what I'm asking.
Because you're gonna have to pay back that debt. What is you going to learn? Are you going to get a job in what you're going for? What you going to college for? Are you really going to get the job that you're going for? That's why I tell my kids, like I told my son, go get an apprentice program. You get paid to learn. Now, if you're getting paid to learn, then that's cool with me. That's the skill you're gonna take with you because there's not enough electricians. There's not enough plumbers. It's not enough construction workers. You know what I'm saying? People is not going into that like that. So I'm happy the people that did. I forget the name, but I'm gonna call you with it to let them know they came to my son's school they collected a lot of black boys and put them into an apprenticeship program.
Okay. And see, my thing, we need more.
Okay.
Oh, hold it. Okay, I'll let you go to church again. We got a new caller too. Go ahead. Matter of fact.
Okay, but
go ahead. I'm
okay. I wanted to say that I don't think anything is wrong with being somebody that, because I tell my sons all the time, whatever you want to do, as long as you're taking care of your responsibilities, I don't have any argument with that. But do not limit yourself. I would never tell them not to do something that may benefit them. You understand what I'm saying? I don't think it's anything wrong with our children doing blue collar jobs. What I think is wrong with is telling them that that's all they can do. You understand what I'm saying? Don't put limitations on your kids. There's nothing wrong with us because somebody got to do them jobs.
Okay.
It's not saying that it has to be us, but it's going to be some number of every group of people doing some of everything.
All right.
But our problem with our kids is that we've convinced them that they're only good enough to do this or that, or don't go this way because this ain't gonna work out for you. We shouldn't be putting those thoughts in their head.
Okay, let me go to this
I
new
think
call.
people who do blue collar, they need to be paid more than the white collars because it's a lot in these streets that you be working for.
Well, let me just say this. You got some electricians get more than some of the white collar. Electrician, a plumber. You get big money if you're a plumber. You know, carpentry.
Yes,
you know, those are, I mean,
everything.
Yeah, HVAC, if you depend on, HVAC, heating and air conditioning. So it's a lot of things. I'm gonna tell you another that make a lot of money, tuck pointing. So it's seasonal, but it make a lot of money. Tuck pointing.
That's a good one.
Yeah. So I'm telling our black parents, we need to focus on that, sign our sons and daughters up for these programs. But let's go to the new caller, 9207. Come on, new caller, 9207.
Hey, Martin, this Marion. How you doing?
Hey, Marion.
How's everybody this evening?
This your first time
I
calling?
was listening to.
This your first time calling?
You know me, Martin.
I know.
This is not my first time.
All right, I just asked. Come on.
No.
All right.
But anyway, I was listening to the young lady, and school is not for everybody. And another thing, we can't just wait on the parents because we're not living in the times where that was coming when I was coming up. It took a village. It was a village for me back in the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, even up to the 80s. It was a village. Now it's not the same. You don't have the parents. A lot of the parents are not even raising their children. You have the grandparents. A lot of the grandparents don't get an education. So how, if you don't have a good education, how can you pass that on to your grandchildren? If you can't read and comprehend, how can you teach that to your grandchildren? Or even as a parent, if you can't do that, how can you teach that to your children? So what's happening to me is this. People don't want to step up that have already made it somewhere. They don't want to come back. That's what's sad to me about my people. Once they get somewhere, they don't want to reach back and give. And that's sad to me. They don't want to volunteer. A lot of them don't, not all, Martin. I'm not saying all, but the majority is overruling, where they don't want to come back and volunteer. Volunteer to sit down after school programs when you can and tutor and help the children. Not only that, my nephew got locked up. Let me tell you, Martin, and then I'm going to be quiet. He got locked up. And I'm a real person. I'm going to keep it 100. I'm going to keep it a buck. I don't care. And I'm going to meet you where you at. I told my nephew this. You need to stop hanging with your cousins because that's why you locked up in the first place. Change your the people you hanging around and get a trade because you might have a hard time getting a job. But if you get a trade while you have your family backing you, when he first came home, what is it that you like to do? He said, I like to be an auto mechanic, Auntie. Do that while you have an opportunity. That way you can always be self-employed. You don't have to wait for somebody to keep feeding you fish. If you teach them how to fish for themselves, you don't have to worry about if they gonna eat. Okay. I'm his auntie, not his parent. But I kept it 100 with him, and I'm glad he listened to me. Now he work on cars. He got his own towing business.
Okay. Hold it right there. I got a new caller. Hey, new caller, 5625. Okay. 5625.
Hey, Martin.
Hey, how you doing?
All right. So this is what it is. College is not for every child, everybody. But whatever happened to CVS? CVS was a vocational school. They had the trade, they had the auto mechanic, they had the hair thing, the hair class. We don't have a vocational school like CVS no more. I don't know, but I don't think our kids is getting a trade, because in CVS it's so big. They was giving our kids auto mechanic, hair things, doing hair, doing all that. But college is not for every child, every kid, So, but this is what I'm saying. We never questioned why CVS took all that away from our Black kids in our community.
You got ProWay, okay. You got the hair school ProWay. Okay.
Right. Well, let me just say this to the parents out there. For those parents that have youngsters, teenagers, it's our duty to point our children in that direction. See, we some things are taken away from us, but they still do exist. They're out of our sight, but you still have programs that would take. But remember this: even to do electrician, you still have to know how to read. HVAC, you still have to know how to read. You got to have some type of reading, so at least 8th grade reading level or something. You have to. In some of these trades, you have to. Welding, you have to. You just can't be just straight illiterate and trying to go in one of these trade programs. You got to have some type of math and reading skills. So please. So I'm just letting
if our kids got to high school and they don't know how to read and do math, Chicago public school failed our kids.
Well, hold on. Why I gotta be the hold on? Why I gotta be the schools? They could be the parents.
Because why are you passing kids? Why are you passing kids that's not?
Hold it. One voice at a time. One voice at a time. Go ahead. One voice at a time.
Why are you passing kids? Because they do have a no left behind in Chicago.
That don't mean
if you don't know what you need to know the child, they're still going to pass you to the next grade.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, can I say this though? Can I please say this?
Yes.
As a parent. Now, I feel guilty about my second son because I didn't have the time like I did with my first. But with my first, before he went to kindergarten, he was reading, writing, and in cursive, multiplication and division at a 3rd grade level before kindergarten. I don't understand why we are putting it off on the school. Now you say that they know now you say that why they passing them, right? But why is you as a parent didn't realize in the home that your child can't read?
Exactly. That's exactly
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that because
I hear what you're saying. But the ultimate
needs to know how to read, write, do math, do science, social studies, history. It's a lot more than just reading it and knowing math and learning.
But what I'm
saying is there will be a failure in the school system if they are just passing them along, knowing it's not, because Oak Park won't. My kids was in Oak Park school system. My son did not know what he needs to know. They failed him. If he was in Chicago public school, they would have passed him along. Oak Park, you see, that's the thing too. It all depends on what.
What are we doing? But what are we doing as parents? So if I'm in the house, I don't have to wait till the report card comes out. Listen, if I'm in the house, here, and they bring your homework. Now my eldest son, after like third grade, I have not had to help him with no homework assignments. You know why? Because I laid the groundwork, and he carried himself along. And you give them the essentials. You say it's more than this and that when they're learning. But honestly, let me tell you, because I've taught a few kids in my family before I became a parent, and what I've noticed is if you give them the groundwork after a few years in school, these take kids off on their own. You understand what I'm saying? You teach them math, you teach them reading, and you teach them critical thinking. Because critical thinking will take them a long way too. Because you can't tell them everything. You're never going to be able to tell nobody everything because you don't know what they're going to run into. But if you teach them all the math, all the reading, and teach them how to think, how to critically think, then no matter what they're presented with, they're going to get it. You understand what I'm saying? But if I'm in the house with my child every day, they go to school 5 days a week. It should not take for a report card with an F or D or C or B or A on it for me to know.
And that's what I'm saying, because the person has spoke on, of the failing of the school system. If you do have an F or D or this, that, and the third, that's not a passing grade. Why are you letting this child go to the next grade?
I understand. No, do you hear what I'm saying?
Why is this child not failing? Yeah, I understand that, but I'm also speaking on the question that was at hand. Why is this child not being failed?
Because they want the funding.
Okay, I'm a parent of that kid.
All right, y'all. Hold it, y'all. Hold it. Let me just say this when it comes to that. Different children.
Can I respond after you?
Yeah, hold on. Children learn different levels. That don't mean a person. Listen, this curriculum that they got, they said you got to know A, B, C, D, D by time of this. But that don't mean necessarily you slow because you haven't learned it by that certain time. That's their requirement. You got to remember that, people. Some of us learn faster than others. Some of us are far advanced. I believe Dorothy Tillman, granddaughter, she finished college. She wasn't even 18. So, I mean, now, if a lot of us had to line up against her, we'll look like we're dumb, we're stupid, we're slow. But the system is set up like that. So some people cannot learn as quick as others. We all on different levels of learning.
Right.
Seriously, because
we know that, Martin.
Listen.
But if you don't make if you're trying to eighth grade and can't read, that's a problem.
Marty, can I say something?
And they can't read, that's a problem.
Okay, hold on.
I want to say something, Martin.
Hold it,
y'all. Be at high school level and can't read. Sorry, no.
Right. Well, that's true. But see, the thing is, y'all got to remember, the young lady said that here in Illinois, they're looking for laborers. They don't really want too many smart people. This in leadership. They want laborers. Move this over here, lift this and put it over. Go out there and cut my grass. They're not looking for articulate, smart people that's critical thinkers, like Natasha said. They don't want them type. That's gonna challenge the system. See, when you come into your boss's office and say, "Hey, I've done this and I've done this. I'm looking for a raise." They don't need them type people. They want you to shut up and be quiet and do what I tell you to do. That's what they're looking for. That's what they're looking for.
Yeah, I work with a lot of them.
Something, Martin?
Yeah,
Can I say something, Martin?
Go ahead, 900.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. But see, the thing is, if we know that, then it's the parent's job. It's their responsibility to be like, you know what? I know what this system wants of my child, but I'm gonna take it upon myself to make sure that's not gonna be my child. You can't just sit back and keep blaming the system when you know what the outcome is gonna be. You have to invest the time into your own child to make sure they know A, B, and C. Too many parents out there, they just want to put their kid on the school system and have the school system teach them everything. And then when the child come home and they fail and they want to get mad at the teacher and they don't want to question the child. They don't want to look at themselves, knowing darn well they didn't check the homework. They wasn't sitting down reading with the child. We know this is the culture overall, not for every Black parent.
I still don't agree with
but
that.
Overall, no, it's true.
But you know what? It's not for every.
It is because you know what? A lot of these. No. It is because a lot of these Black mothers. I'm not done. A lot of these Black mothers are working 2, 3, 4 jobs. They don't really have the time. So so, I mean, and it's so unfortunate because the child suffers. But it's the parent's job. Hold on, I'm almost done. It's the parent's job. I don't care what nobody says. It is not the school's job to make sure your child knows how to read. You know if your fourth or fifth grader.
They teaching her.
No. I'm talking about. Listen. In the end, no. If your child graduates school and they don't know how to read, and you didn't know in the second, third, fourth grade that they didn't know how to read, that is not the school's fault. That is your fault because you should have known that your child didn't know how to read. You should have known that.
Because you know what? There is no excuse.
Hold it, y'all.
This is how you can.
I'm gonna let you say something. Let me tell them 872-299-0808. 872-299-0808. Go ahead, Natasha. Go ahead.
Okay, what I was gonna say is to think that it's this is how you gotta look at CPA. Okay, and it's how I've always looked at it. Imagine yourself as an adult, right? Like, for instance, I'm a train operator. When I came to CPA, I didn't know nothing about no trains, but they ride on the rail and they carry people, right? So it was like Chinese to me. It was my responsibility to come with the foundation of what's needed to learn, so that when I got there, I was able to learn. You understand what I'm saying? If I didn't pick up that information, it's not CPA fault. Same thing when your child goes to school. They're bringing them information, but honestly, as a parent, it is your job to lay the groundwork.
That's right.
If you are a person that, just like when your kids go to school, it's not the teachers in the school job to teach your child how to act.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So why is it that they're absolutely responsible for teaching them the fundamentals, and you're not even carrying it over when they get home? And this is gonna sound, and this is gonna probably offend some people, but because like today, the first day, my youngest son, especially, he knows no video games. The only time you may be able to play it is Friday or Saturday evening. Other than that, throughout the week, no. And if I catch it on, I'm unplugging it and taking it away for the rest of the school year. You have to be hard on these kids, whatever you want to call it. You have to be stern with them. If you know you are a mother and you're the only person in the household, you have to strategize how you're going to deal with the kids. You can't just tell them, no, don't do this, and don't check up behind it, and don't have no consequences or nothing. Or you keep saying you're going to do something and you never do it. Like, kids, especially boys,
hold it. Please don't talk out of turn, please.
Excuse me, I was trying to say something. Go ahead, Martin. I asked that I say something, and they've been able to get a word in yet.
I got a new caller. Wait till the new call, then I'm going to come to you, 9207. Okay, new call is 6080. 6080. Go ahead, caller. New caller.
Hey, what's up, Martin?
What's going on?
It's Howard, man.
What's up, Howard?
Okay.
Yeah, bro. I've been following you, man. This topic is very important, brother, and I'm glad you covering it.
Okay. Let's hear what you got to say about it.
I mean, if you think back, when we were child, man, I saw some of your callers were saying that we had vocational schools, man, that did teach those various trades.
Okay.
That are in demand and still are in demand. Now, I know we changed a lot of schools in Chicago to career academies, technical schools, because those jobs are needed as well. But I know that the topic is these jobs here that are being taken by the migrants. So the schools changed in Chicago on teaching those subjects. I mean, I took auto mechanics, auto body, print, architecture, drafting, all of that stuff. I'm not even sure if they still teaching those in the Chicago public schools anymore.
Yeah,
and if they are, it's very limited.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
so
let me ask you a question, sir, real quick. I'll see you 916. Just hold on. You next. Well, I got a 9207 there. Let me ask you a question. Now, my point is that whose fault is it if we send our children these failing schools? We still have to teach them the basic. Like all of my children, with the exception of the last one, she wasn't in my life, but the first four, all of them knew how to spell their first and last name. They all know how to say their alphabet. They know how to identify the alphabet, and they know how to count to 100 before they went to anybody's school, because I put the work in.
You're 100% right.
So
100% right, Marty. We learned that from our parents.
Right. So I mean, I make sure that, because when I was growing up a child, we would go outside and play, then time to eat, then do your homework. By the time I'm eating, I'm tired. I ain't doing no homework. So I'm gonna be honest with you.
I was there with you, brother. I know.
I know. So I did the very when I raised my children, soon as they came home, you ain't playing nothing. You finna get on this homework, cause while it's still fresh in you. You just left school, let's get back in it. So that's what worked for my household now. I can't say what will work for your household. That's just how I done things. And I can tell you, I had my son, he finished college. My other daughter, she's still in college. My other two, they went on their own to work entrepreneurship. So that I didn't push them to go to college, but they just couldn't sit around and do nothing. They had to do something. So I would say I'm proud 100%. Of them. Right. Go ahead, Howard. Then I got 9207. Go ahead, finish up, Howard. Go ahead. We got a couple more callers.
Marty, I agree with everything you just said, man, because I'm going to say this, and it's going to be harsh, but it's true. Parenting has changed, and we know this over the last 30 years. Okay? We had mostly two-parent households that did teach the kids the basics, stuff like that we wouldn't even expect us the schools to teach. Schools are supposed to enhance our education, but we should get our basic stuff from our parents. Now, the breakup of the family, nuclear family, whatever they want to call it out here in the media, the husband and wife being in the homes has been critical to the Black community. Now, I don't know a way out of it, man, because this generation is different. We see this, and I think the powers that be see it. That's why they're letting all these migrants in who would take those jobs. So, hell, I don't know, man. America is just, I don't know, man. I look at America as the new Babylon. Okay?
Okay.
It meets every characteristic of the old Babylon in the Bible.
Yes, it does.
So, I don't know, man. We all can only take care of our own family, but we used to have a community. No matter how bad things were, we still had a community. Now, I'm talking about 20, 35 years ago. You know that. But let's look at the community today, man. Come on. Yeah. I know we've seen this over the last 30 years, what has happened. So it's so many problems in the Black community that we got to address interior. Okay. We've been waiting on them other people. Come on, they're not going to do it.
All right, brother.
We should know that by now.
I need to go to the next caller. I promise 9207. Right, come on, 9207 real quick. Make your point.
Martin. Well, my niece, it do start, at home, but the generation today is not the same. You have young babies having babies, young teenagers becoming parents.
They did that back in my day.
They don't know.
But it was teenagers. It was girls having babies.
More of it. But you still had their mothers a foundation. They don't have a foundation. Most of their parents are in jail or on drugs. Let's keep it real, Martin.
Well, but listen,
let
me just say this. You have some parents that are on drugs, but they are still functional. You got some of these parents smoke weed every day, all day, but they take care of their business. Yes, weed is a drug. Seriously. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Listen, you got some women out here that's addicted to hard drugs. That don't mean they're going out there and sell their bodies. So I mean, being on drugs, yeah, but some of these parents, they still take care of their business. You got functional addicts out here that's on drugs that take care of their business, sister. I'm telling you. Go ahead, 9207.
I'm not saying, Martin, I'm not finished. Like somebody, I'm not finished. So no. I am a recovering alcoholic of 20 years, Martin. Mm-hmm. So you don't have to tell me that it's functional ones out here. But you have far more that are not functional who are locked up. That is true. That is true. If you do look at the statistics, that is true. And you have more of our people that got X's on their backs where they can't read or write. They don't finish school, and they're locked up at younger ages. as an adult now. We're not talking about back in the early 20s. We're talking about in 2024, the times are much different.
You got to hurry up. I got 3 new callers. Go ahead.
So that's all I got to say. But my niece is young, not all. My niece is very young. She has 1 child. She is teaching, my niece, great niece is 7 years old. She knows how to read, write, do math, everything, but it started at home. My niece didn't wait till she got to school. She started reading to her, teaching her how to read.
That's all I got to say, Mark. Okay, I got 3 new callers. I'm 916. Come on, caller. Area code 916. Area code 916.
Is that me, Martin?
That's you. I talked to you already, didn't I?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's why I was wondering.
601, I'm sorry. 601. Somebody hung up.
That's okay.
601 area code. .601 area code. The first 3 digits of your area code. All right. Well, I'm gonna skip you. 7708. Go ahead. 7708.
How we doing, Mark?
Hey, go ahead. Go
Me
ahead.
or the other person?
No, I'm you. I had to skip them. They wasn't ready.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. You had asked a specific question, right?
Right.
Your question was, what was your question one more time?
I forgot. I asked many questions. What did I say? Okay, I did.
Who's that fault? That's the one. That's the one we own, right?
Right.
Now, this is what I'll say. I think that it's very subjective because I heard people on here say that it's up to the parents to teach the basic fundamentals. Okay, so what is the school's responsibility? It's like, is it the parents' responsibility to teach trigonometry and physics as well? It's like, where is that basic cutoff point where you say, and so to that point though, just real quick, to that point, I think a parent's responsibility is to teach the kid how to survive in their given environment. To survive in a given environment may not require you to read. It may not require you. It may require you to learn how to fight. It may require you. It depends on the environment. We could be raised in a very rural situation and reading would not even be in question because it's not the knowledge that I might need for that given environment to survive. I'm going to hold the school accountable to what they say they're going to do. If they say they're going to teach the kids how to read or enhance the reading, I'm going to hold them accountable to what they say they're going to do when I send my kids there.
Okay.
I'm not going to say it's their responsibility, but I'm going to hold them accountable to say, all right, you said that this kid was going to know astronomy and know their planets. All right, well, this is what you say you could do for them.
Let me just say this.
But
but you got to lay the foundation.
Yeah. Thank you. That's what I'm talking. That's where I'm finna go. As I said
right,
earlier,
every environment to survive don't require the same thing.
But we're talking about an educational environment.
Say that again.
We're talking about an educational environment, okay? In order to survive in the educational environment, you have to give them the fundamentals, the foundation. So that, let me tell you, I've been witness to this time and time again about the children of my own family. When you give a child the foundation that they need, when they do go to school, I guarantee you, by the time, before they even make it to 5th grade, they won't need your help with their homework. You know why? Because before you know it, they're going to know more than you.
They always going to need your help. They always going to need your support regardless. They always going to need your support. So you let them go after 5th grade? You don't do that.
Oh, my God. We're not getting it. We're talking about
That's not what she said, brother.
I'm just saying. She's talking about after 5th grade, he's not going to need your help.
No. She's saying lay the foundation of the responsibility. Lay the foundation of the responsibility, and then
emotional and psychological part.
All y'all are
exactly.
To be honest, can we get a working definition of what the foundation is?
Okay, the foundation.
Mom, can I please say something?
No, hold it. Now, the foundation to me is learning your ABCs, learning your numbers, how to spell your name, address, basic sounds of each letter. A, B, cat.
So that's basically read, write.
Right.
That's the basic foundation. From that, the school should build on. That's right there. That's the basic. That's just the basic.
And Marty, let me say this too. And Marty, let me say this. Also, the discipline, man. Because come on, let's be real. The smartphones today. Some of these kids know these smartphones by the age of 5. Okay, let's be real. So we got to instill the discipline in them to do the work when they get to the lower grade schools. You know, so I agree with your whole definition of foundation, right? ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, knowing your name, how to write it, maybe even cursive write. Stuff that we did. It's not like this is something new. We did this 40, 45 years ago.
Mike, can I please say something?
I got a new caller, y'all.
Can I please say something?
No, you can't. I got a new caller, 601. Let me hit this new caller, 601. Come on, caller.
Hey.
601.
I hope I'm on this time. Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh, my God. I had my phone on mute the first time. It is an honor to be able to speak on your show, and I really appreciate this platform and the content. Thank you so much.
This your first time caller? First time caller?
My first time ever.
Look here. All
yes,
right.
sir. Yes, sir. That's correct.
Bless you. Come on, talk to me. Come on, talk to me.
Okay, this is what I got to say. I haven't heard anybody say anything that wasn't correct. So let me say that first and foremost. There are nuances. There are levels and amounts of this that's going on. So everybody's saying accurate stuff. Let me just say that. You're talking to, right now, a single parent. I became a single parent when the 5 children that I have were, I'm going to say, from age 7 to probably 16. 5 children. All 5 of my children have graduated high school with honors. And that's me as a single parent. And also,
amen.
Prior to me putting them into school, see, I loved my children when I had them, when they were down by the knee, when they were real little. I truly loved them. I viewed them as the best thing I had ever, experienced. I did not spend money, a whole lot of money on myself. I became a stay-at-home mom. I didn't have a skill set for going out here making a whole lot of money, but I knew I loved my children. I wanted my children to have a better life than I had. So I became a homeschooling parent. The Black people in my life, I'm talking about family and friends, they all looked at me upside my head. They thought I was so crazy, and these kids need to be at school, and these kids need to be socialized. And here it is, the trend for the homosexual movement was on the horizon. A lot of inappropriate behavior at that time, back in the mid-90s, was on the horizon. And I, for some reason or another, and I was married at the time, I noticed it. And I said, my kids, I'm not going to be able to raise my kids with the kind of mindset that I had when I was growing up. I had a lot of discipline in my upbringing. And that's how I planned on raising my children. They were chastised appropriately with balance and love and reward. You see? So all of those things culminated into me making 5 productive children. All 5 of my, 3 of the adult children have good credit, excellent credit, high credit scores. They take care of themselves. They borrow, yes, ma'am. They borrow no money from me. They take care of me if I need it. And I have begun to have some health issues, so I take time off from work. I don't miss no bills. I got a child who has taken on $18,000 worth of my credit card debt. And we're manipulating the system to win that. And we're going to win it because we got each other. Now, my oldest child, he was my foot dragger. He gave me problems when he was in the house. God bless him. But you know what? I didn't feed into his foolishness. He had to stand on his own. And now he's coming around. Handsome young man. And then there's the baby. he graduated with the highest high school graduation GPA. And I'm from Mississippi, all backwards, as people would say, Mississippi. I didn't do a lot of spending. I didn't do a lot of hairstyles. I never had a hairstyle on my head that cost $100, period.
All right, Mississippi now.
And I'm a good-looking woman. You hear me? I ain't bragging. I'm just telling you the truth. At 58, I'm a good-looking woman. But my children and I, we have beautiful relationships. Yes, I'm in my children's business. I wish my kids would tell me, well, Mama, I'm grown. Well, baby, that's your problem. I didn't tell you not to be grown. I want you grown, but I'm still your mom. We are inappropriate in too many things in our young people's lives, from the down by the knee all the way up to they in our eyeballs. And this is one of our problems. We emphasize on what we want to do, where we vacationing, you know, when we ought to be focusing on spending quality time, taking them fishing. My kids had to go fishing. You see, they had to learn how to do the simple things in life. My children don't litter. My children are very.
Let the
but it
sister
could
talk.
be.
Come on.
And that's the problem.
Come on. We got.
It should be.
Yeah.
It's quality. But it should be. It should be because
You can
we
turn
have to learn
society
how
into
to
Sir,
appreciate
sir,
them.
sir, please let her talk.
We
Then
have
I got another caller. Go ahead.
Yeah, because I am really
yes, sir.
appreciating it.
All right.
I love you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Look,
much.
I'm gonna tell you something.
Thank you.
The society that we are living in, our people are suffering. We're doing bad out here. And I have dedicated to this planet since I've been on here 5 very obedient children, very respectful children. Every
Beautiful.
job they go on.
Tell
My
the truth.
baby girl is a
Shame
RN.
the devil.
She's a RN. And she gets what they call Daisy Awards, because people that she served fall in love with the child. They fall in love with her. Can we start, if we had appropriate behavior as adults, that would spread amongst our children. That's one of the things that's missing. The academics, yes, you do need to work with your children when they're in the car. Take those daggone cell phones out of their hand, make them look out the window and read some signs and spot some landmarks. Simple things. What color is this, baby? How do you say that color in Spanish?
Take those iPads away from the dollars in the grocery store. Take it away.
Please let her talk, y'all. Please. I'm giving the first time.
She's
Already
right.
yeah.
She's right.
Does anyone have any questions for me? I would love to ask any one question, because all 5 of mine graduated with honors. I could take the picture and I'll send it to you.
I have a question for everyone on the panel.
No.
I don't have a question for you, but
Sarge, hold it, y'all. Hold it. First of all, she really, I don't let nobody ask no question, but I want her to ask the question, relate to what she said. Actually, in other words, she opening up herself to let you guys know it can be done. So.
And I just want to say, I don't want to.
Can you run for president?
No. Please, bro. Come on now, man. Come on. We're not trying to make this a circus. I'm just trying to be serious so we can go answer a question. Go ahead, sister. Go ahead.
I didn't want to ask her any questions. I just wanted to say thank you for sharing your story. It's definitely beneficial to everyone.
Wow.
Definitely beneficial. Yeah, we need that.
Thank you.
She sound very poised and put together. Her thoughts are
That's 900, right?
Yeah, she ain't all over the place. She ain't loud and ghetto. I like her. Call back again.
900.
I will.
So
Thank you so much.
Thank you. That was
Okay.
that's beautiful.
Martin,
Go ahead, Sarge.
Peace.
let me know when I can.
Go ahead.
Okay. I've heard a lot of things that have been mentioned so far as of, well, the college isn't fair, but this and that and the. You know what? I have not heard mentioned, not by one individual, is
Military.
3 years of military enlistment, and that will pay for all of your college.
Sarge, let me say this. You have to have a Hold on. You have to have a GED or a high school diploma to get in the military. You got to stress that too.
And you have to have that to get into college too.
Right. So
And
you
you
have to
also
stress.
have
Listen, that time that
Can
you
you have
hold
asthma
it,
and
hold,
listen in the middle?
hold it, hold it,
May
people.
I?
Hold it, people. Hold
Please.
it. Hold it. So when you
Please, may I?
Sarge, when you enlisted, you probably didn't have to have need no high school education when you enlisted, but it's a little different now. Okay, go ahead.
It's not different now.
Yeah, let Sarge talk. Sarge talk. Sarge talk.
Good grief. May I? I'm trying to be brief, but it's hard for me to be brief when I'm being interrupted. You always had to have a GED or a high school diploma. You need a GED or a high school diploma to go to the Washburn Trade School. Do you not? Yes, you do. You need a high school diploma. Hold on. Let me finish. You need a high school diploma or GED to go to city colleges of Chicago or city college in anywhere you want to go to college. Am I right or am I wrong?
Well, you're right. Hold on. You're right. Hold on. You're right and wrong. They have a continued adult education. Right and wrong? Because you don't need no high school diploma to go to these city colleges. They have GED classes there as well too. At some of these city colleges. It's called continued adult education.
I am right. You have a class.
You can go there though. You can go there. You could be a high school dropout and go there for not in the app.
But you're not.
Listen what I'm saying.
Talking about the Bridge program?
Yeah, what I'm saying is listen.
No.
It's called. Hold on. It's a continued adult education they have at some of these city colleges where you can go there and get your GED. So you can do that. I just want to put that out there. Okay.
Right.
Hey, Martin, let me know when I can go.
No, Martin,
you're going, Martin, you're going to college, right?
Right.
To get what? Your GED. So you can what? Go to actual college. So I am right.
I said you're right and you're wrong too.
Now, you know what? You get good.
Yeah, you're wrong because he's talking.
No, I'm not wrong. This is
right quick. He's talking about a bridge program. You can go through your GED and you can also take up college credit at the same time, but you're not in college.
You can do that in high school.
You're not in college. No, you can't.
You can do that.
You do have high school classes.
You do though. I have a question for him. Like, okay, so you're in the Army. So if you do have like all the things that you need to qualify for it, like what's something that can stop you? Like one thing, asthma. Can that be like?
Look,
a felony?
I'm retired U.S. Army, 24 years. I was a recruiter for 6 years. May I answer your question?
Go ahead. You
Please
qualify.
No, I mean.
You cannot have asthma.
Okay.
She is correct. You can't have a GED for certain jobs at certain periods of the year to join the military.
No, I'm talking about a complete high school diploma.
Hold on. You can have an adult ed diploma if you dropped out of high school.
No, I'm talking about a high school diploma.
You gotta have a high school. Man doesn't get listened to.
But
let me finish. Yes, a high school diploma is preferred. But like the other Sarge said, listen to me. You can't have a GED. You can't have just like Martin said, you can have an adult ed degree. I put all of them in the military. It's certain parts of the year, certain cycles, recruiting cycles that in the Army, I can only speak for the Army, that we need to fill the numbers. And it's usually at the end of the fiscal year, 30 September. We don't work on calendar years. Okay? But we have all them trades that the schools used to have. That's the funny part. Should one have to join the military just to be able to function after the military? I don't like that. Because not everybody makes a career out of the military. I chose to, but many don't. Almost 90% don't. So where are these trade skills before you have to join the military if that's your choice? Because it's not a choice for everyone.
Someone just want to join the military.
Well, you have to.
After high school. What if they took up ROTC during their whole high school years and like, this is what I want to do? I want to serve my country. I want to be who I want to be. And then boom, it's something that you have done everything, but it's some probably medically that
right.
Not let
if they can't qualify and melts with the physical, you're right, young lady, they can't join.
Okay.
You have to pass the ASVAB.
Okay.
Hold
it, y'all. Hold it. We got a new caller. I want to wish. Hold on. I want to wish one of my followers happy birthday, Angelia Moore. Happy birthday to you. Thank you for tuning in. One of my great supporters and followers. Thank you so much. We got Bill on the line, but sister, how long is it going to take you to say what you got to say? Because I got Bill been holding for a minute.
Not long.
Okay,
not
go ahead.
long.
Go
not
ahead.
long.
Go ahead.
This is what I want to say about kindergarten through first grade. No, preschool through kindergarten. This is where we are at with our Black kids. Public aid they was allowing the grandmother, the sister to get babysitting checks. They was allowing them to get babysitting checks. So the kids was never in school. The grandmother gets a babysitting check, the sister gets a babysitting check. So they missed all that preschool, kindergarten, all that. Now they go to first grade or second grade, whatever, they don't know nothing because the family been getting babysitting checks instead of teaching them what they should have been taught through preschool, daycare.
All right. Okay, we get the point. All right, I got to make another break.
Okay.
Marvin Wooten, happy birthday to you as well. Happy birthday to you, brother. Go ahead, brother Bill.
Yeah, what I'm getting from the panel, man, I commend all the people on here that's speaking on how they raise their kids. Hats off to them, doing a good job. And referring back to what you said, the mixed lady told you. And for the most part, I believe it's more of our kids that can read and do well than it is that can't. My whole heart tells me that seeing kids that's not even related to me, how they navigate through these phones and do a lot of things. But what you said about the Chicago area, the schools being trashed, it's the parents' job to know where their kids are, but it's also the school's fault for passing these kids on and allowing them to go to the next grade without meeting certain criteria or levels. As far as the job situation and the they want the people to do the low level jobs. They don't want you to ask questions, like you said. And I believe that, Martin. And that's why the migrants are here. They're mostly everybody in comparison to a foundational Black American is docile. We have a lot of fight in us, and a lot of times for the wrong reason. But I believe that's the reason they're here, to take over, to get their voting right, to be dedicated to the Democratic Party, and that's our first and foremost fight that we have right now. These kids that's growing up in this trash system, man, they don't know the opportunity or the resources to go to some of these trade schools that especially been like the lady mentioned, CBS. College is not for everybody, but when you don't have the opportunity or nobody to tell you about the opportunity, and yes, a lot of it is the parents' fault. But when you've been in a situation where it's 2 or 3 generations in your family that never worked, you don't know no better. And all you know is crime or fighting.
Ignorance is not an excuse.
No. You haven't been there. You haven't lived it. It's some people that somebody would write them off right now from the hood, or they have, but they are very intelligent people. Look, I'm an example of Jay-Z. It's people that might not have made it to his level on the street, but it's just as smart to make a lot of the same decisions that he's making right now. But they never would get the opportunity. I know, and I know Martin know, and anybody that's from the street know the people that came from the gutter that's doing all right in life. That's all I got to say.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Listen, people, let me just say this. This is a great conversation. A great conversation is one that really needs to be had, especially among the Black community. Now, again, there are more Black men in college and university than they are in jail. I just want you to get that out there. So don't think all bad and all negative. You can go look it up. Do your research yourself. So we're not doing that bad, but we're not doing great either as well. So we need to push it a little bit more. Push. And plus, you got to remember, you got to take in mind that a lot of our young men, they get felonies, they in carjackings, drive-by shootings, they in smash and grabs, and they got a felony when they're 15 and 16 years old, and that's going to come back to hunt them. It's going to come back to hunt them.
That could be expunged, Martin, right?
It can.
Martin?
In the state of Illinois, it can be. I don't know about other states, though.
Yeah.
It depends. You got to go through a program. Now, I don't know about other states.
Martin, can you hear me?
I'm talking. I can hear you, but I'm talking. When I'm done, I'll be done shortly, okay?
I hear you.
All right,
Yeah.
60-80, I got you. So different states are very different. Now, you know, the Republican states, the red states, they're more tougher on crime than the blue states. So the blue states, you might do something, you be out the next day. Not saying that you don't deserve to be out, but I'm just saying the red states, they're going to railroad you, they're going to barbecue you and everything. They might treat a little
down here, they will.
Yeah, they might a little petty crime, driving with some weed on it. You might have to serve a year in prison, anything. Ain't no telling. But go ahead, 60-80. Go ahead.
Yes. Hi, Martin. I have tried to call you so many times. I'm so happy to be able to speak with you and your panel. Martin, there are so many things that happens in the Black community, but one thing that I think is that sometimes we have a tendency to make things, it should be collective, you know, and I'm going to run and I'm not going to hold you long. Say I was 21 years old and I remember my mother coming home and says, you don't seem to know what you want to be. Every time I look around, you're changing your major. She says, some people stopped by my job today and they said they have a program. They're looking for Black young students to become LPNs. She gave me the number. She told, I called the number. They gave me the time to come and take the placement test. Did I want to be a nurse? No. But I respect my mom. I love my mom. She had never steered me wrong. Went to school for 18 months. Met a whole lot of Black women from different walks of life. Everybody has a story. But we had one issue. No one left behind. We got there collectively. We started. We went on. From that program, it turns out Black nurse practitioners, Black RNs, they went into so many different fields. That name of that school was Dawson. You could walk right there on 39th and State, speak to someone, fill out an application, and go to school. These things, when they're successful in the Black community, they're faded away. All my life, right here on the west side of Chicago, Westinghouse College. Young Black kids went in there, 15, 16 years old, came out, able to open up beauty shops to do other great things. They took the school, tore it down, made it some type of industrial science. When I drive by there, I sit and I look and I shake my head. Asian kids coming out, white kids coming out. They tell me for Black kids to get in there, you have to have a certain GPA and you have to go into a lottery. So and then another thing, I am a nurse. I sit at this home with these kids sometimes. I watch them doing homework. When we came up, we said 3 times 3 equals 9. Now they're giving equations. So sometimes in order for me to help them, I have to take that book and turn it up, turn it down. I think I'm fairly intelligent enough that if I put some effort to it, I'm going to get the answer. But what I'm saying is, a lot of times, how can a parent help a kid when they say, oh, we're doing a new wave of math? We don't want it the old way. We want it this way. So how can a parent help a kid for something they don't even understand? So here in the Black community, we have so many issues. And as I listened with the young lady, the mom who spoke, and thank God that all 5 of her kids turned out successfully, I have known, and might not go back, and I heard you say this about functional mothers that addicts. I have known some mothers that was addicts have turned out successful kids. Very successful kids. So we never know how this thing is going to go. But what we're trying to do is find a way to make all of us be whole and collective. If we do not do something now, we are in serious trouble. We are in trouble. What happened to all the Black doctors you used to see? We went to Black dentists. It's hard now to find a Black dentist. It's hard to find a Black doctor.
Amen.
So we are in trouble as a race, and we got to stop doing this. Long as my kids are successful, I'm not worried about your kids. It's not going to work in the Black community, and that's all that I have to say. And thank you guys for listening to me. Thank you.
No problem. And what she stressed was group. She wasn't thinking me, mine. She was stressing group. And that's how I'm so successful, because I try to include the group into what I'm doing. You know, I understand some of us may not jump on board. I always tell us, if we have the majority can definitely win, and it will win most of the time. So a lot of us have a different formula of success. What worked for me may not work for you in your household, and vice versa. Right. So, but there's a plan. Our children must know how to read and write. They have to, in order to thrive in this society. Because if you want to go get your job at Amazon, you have to know how to read a name, a label, an address. You're gonna need to know that. You're gonna need to know that.
Yep.
And
don't forget about math, brother.
The math as well. We got a new caller, y'all. New caller, but I'll take him in a
second.
second.
Ain't hear nobody talking about their daddies, though.
No, I haven't heard that either. I haven't heard that
Yeah, they
either.
acting like these women acting like they made the babies by themselves. What about the daddies? Because Martin is a terrific father, and I know I am.
Yeah,
I know I am.
Well, okay, so we got some great fathers on here. Yes. So what's with all this? No mention of the daddy. Father figures nothing like they just did it all by themselves, and we don't even count.
The daddy wasn't in their life. The daddy wasn't in their life.
No. But let's be real now. There's a lot of dads.
They already said that.
There's a lot of
sister, please.
Yeah. Okay. Come on now. Let's be real. Some women. Some women have multiple babies by multiple men. So you only want to address the root problems first. We want to just do the point. We both have failed on both sides. Let's be real. But let's stay true to what's really happening, because no one's going to help us but us.
Correct.
It's just that simple. Everybody's watching us and they're laughing. Don't we understand that part? We used to worry about everybody and no one ever worried about us. And then we stopped worrying about us. We need to get back to that, address our internal problems.
Well, I think
it's going to take a long time.
Hold it,
it's going to take a long time.
Go ahead, my brother.
It's going to take a long time, but it took a long time for us to get this bad. So nothing's going to happen. Well, it's a lot of things. Let's just be real. I hear people blaming Obama. I hear people blaming everybody. But the bottom line is, they wasn't really going to help us anyway.
But
we just didn't realize.
Hold it. We got a new call. Let me get the new call in. 3473. Okay. Come on, 3473.
Hey, Martin, how are you? It's Rita.
Hey, Rita. Go ahead.
Before I speak, I just want to ask, what exactly is your topic about? I've been listening, but I didn't come in to the actual topic.
We've been talking about several things. We've been talking about the education. We've been talking about we don't have to go to college. We can take trades. You know, some men, we can put our young men in different trades and they still could make the money. But the problem is a lot of us, we're not teaching our children before they enter school. So building that foundation as of knowing their ABCs, how to identify their letters, say and sound their letters, know how to count, write their name and, write their name and address. That's basically what we talk about on that, the education.
Okay, so I'm just going to be brief and say, and basically my take is going to continue to be this, but a lot of our problems is, first of all, we don't get back to the foundation, the black man and the black woman. We keep talking about the kids, but we never hit on the black man and the first of all, the black family is damn near distinct. If there is, I mean, when I was coming up, first of all, everything is messed up. Mothers have to be out here working all day. Back in the day, it was structure. It was family. You sat at the dinner table. And I think I've said this on your panel before. We talk about a lot of stuff, but until black people get with black people, really, like I have 3 sons. I have 2 sons that are wonderful. I have 1 son with mental health issues. I can't even get this system to help me with my son's mental health issues. You see, I can't even really depend on my community to help me with my son's mental health issues. But then again, when he's out here in these streets and he's doing God knows what, the first thing people want to say, oh, it starts at home. And I get it. But it has to be some resources. It has to be some structure. Black men and black women need to get with each other. Black women need to be able to tell a sister that she wrong. Black men need to be able to tell a brother he wrong. I'm going to say this again. I'm a single mother of 3 sons. 2 of my sons are great. One of them has issues that I've been dealing with for years now, and to this day still dealing with them. So now, until we can get together, because again, you know what, let me tell you, Martin, my oldest son broke me down so bad yesterday, right? Because he told me, he say, Mom, he say, I just told my little brother, he's like a son to me. He said, I'm not trying to be your dad, but I love you like you're my son. And every time my little son does something, which he ain't little, he's 21. My older son feels defeated. He say, Ma, ain't no resources. I can't get enough money to help him quick enough. This is how he feels. He feels like he's lost. We don't have no fathers. My son literally said this out his mouth. Now, as a mother, right? I can't really say nothing because this is my adult son expressing these things to me, right? And then the only thing I can think of, all I do is look at my mistakes of who these men that I choose to lay down with and have these kids with. But I can't sit here and dwell on that because my black son is fighting for their life. And everybody around this community thinks this stuff is a joke. I'll be glad when we really get it together, and it has to start at the bottom.
Hey, Rita, I want to say something, and no disrespect, and it's to all the women on here. I hear a lot of women always say they're a single mother. Some of you guys are single by choice. You have to involve the other parent into, even though you're not getting along with, but they have to play a role too. You just can't take the child away from the other parent and he don't have anything to do. It's needed. I'm gonna tell you, it's some.
I agree.
Men can say something to these children, and they'll straighten up, and they'll try their mama 5 or 10 times every time, and the mom feel like, man, I cook for you.
Margie,
yeah. Go ahead.
You talking how we was raised.
Yeah.
That's how we was raised. When the man stepped in the room, the kids automatically knew to either exit, sit down, be quiet, or whatever. We're not in. We don't have that. We don't have that.
No,
I always tell my
children
you
don't have that.
Okay, well, no, I'm not gonna say. Okay, when I say this, I'm saying as a whole, we don't have the black families like we used to. We don't have the neighbors, but the village. That is not there anymore. Like, and I have somewhat of a village because, yeah, my daughter is still at home, and if my daughter or my neighbor could do something and vice versa, we do. But I'm going to say this. I live in a house that my family has lived in for almost 70 years. Everybody on my block is basically the same people from 70 years ago. So it's still that little love right there. But I'm going to say again, how many people listen, everybody, listen, I'm not saying everybody, but I'm speaking as a whole. We are not like we are not right now. I'm not that woman, Martin. I'm not in the dating process because I'm afraid because of the mistakes I have made in choosing certain men. You understand? I know at this point, at this late age in my life, I can't afford to make another mistake trying to date a man. It's more to me than that. I need a man to step in and be an example even to my older son. And he's 30 at this point, but I still need to. And it's so funny, right? Because I told me and my mother, there was some things going on in my family, and me and my mother was talking yesterday, and I had to express to my mother, she never showed me as a kid what a real man looked like. And my daddy blew his head off when I was 16. So now, these are the traumas and the things that we need to deal with.
Hey, she right. I mean, she said it, same thing I said, but she said it more passionately because she experienced it.
Well,
I understand everything she's saying.
I understand what she's saying, but what I'm just saying, I'll let you say, let me just say one word real quick, couple little things. I'll let you go. Listen, we have to involve the fathers, no matter if we're not in a relationship with them.
100%.
I'm talking to the females. You have to. See, a lot of females, they get on here, not just you read a lot of them. I'm a single mother. Listen, you got a boyfriend. You may be single, but you got a man.
No.
I'm not speaking for you. A lot of these women have a live-in boyfriend, and they treat their children more like a man than their boyfriend. They want that man to provide for the household. Yeah, they want that man to provide.
We gotta pick better men. We gotta choose better men from the top. My son, my baby son father cannot father him, period. I'm living this. I can't even listen. He is not even capable of fathering my son. This is a mistake that I live with every day of my life. You can't say involve the parent. The first thing we got to teach our young women is to be careful who we lay down with, period, and bring a kid into the world.
You're 100% right. Can I speak, Marty?
Go ahead.
Okay, so look, she's right, but Marty, you right. We both right. The first thing we got to do is we are identifying the problem. Now we have to go with steps to fix it. If a mom is raising kids, whether it's a boy or a girl, she cannot teach them the man's perspective. She's saying that she needs to teach her daughter how to pick men. The dad is the first example and the first man that's in her life by his examples to his daughter. So that she would know this is the type of man that I need to be looking for when I become an adult. So what Martin is saying, even if you're not together with this guy you laid down with and had a baby, if he's a decent guy, let him in that child's life. Now, we know there's some deadbeat dads out there. Hell, my dad was a deadbeat dad. But I had an older brother that was strong, and my mom, unfortunately, had to play both roles, but she was a different mom 40 years ago. And it didn't affect me on how I treated women because I was married, had a daughter, but I was there in my daughter's life, even though I divorced her mom. We're still good friends to this day. So Martin is right. Just because you're not with the guy, don't mean you eliminate him out your life. Unless, he's beating you. Come on, of course. But if he's a good, decent dude, let him father that child and be in their life.
I agree. I believe these kids need fathers, period.
Yeah.
Yes, we all need fathers.
And like
as far as can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead, Natasha.
Now, I was going to say, as far as the fathers go, I've seen women, in my elder age where I see that Yeah, there are some women that deliberately will keep the father away, and usually when that happens, they're very, very good fathers. But I don't see that even as half as much as I see mothers that literally chase down fathers to try to be in their children's lives, women that will compromise to try to get, the father in their life. I've seen fathers that if they cannot control the mother, and what I mean by control the mother is if, okay, they're broken up, and in order for him to be a father, he feels that he ought to be able to tell her what to do in her house. You should have married her. If you wanted to tell her what to do in her house, what to do with her money, not what to do with your child. Now, granted, you can't just have anybody run your child in your house. But as far as, where you live and all this stuff, you don't get to do all of that if you choose not to be with the woman. Be a father. But some of these men, just like some of these women, they don't want to cooperate and do their part if they can't have the control. Now, I did want to speak on why I think a lot of these things are different. Because if you notice, there's no shame. I think we need to bring back, and mind you, I'm a 2-time baby mama, but I'm going to tell you, even I would say that we have to bring back shame. You have people that, because they were teen mothers, I wasn't no teen mother, but you got some women that were teen mothers. Their daughter turns around and does the exact same thing, right? Now it worked out for me. Throwing baby showers and celebrating it. It's not to say that you got to treat that child like they're cursed, but where's the shame? You making these kids think that this is just normal. If it happens, it's okay. Usually what follows behind that is another baby and another baby. So where's our level of shame? It's not a bad thing to have some type of shame. It kind of helps people gauge their behavior. If you're worried about the way you'll be looked at in front of the people that you're supposed to respect, like your elders, you're going to move differently. You're going to have some sort of standard about yourself. But if the people in your home, if they made the mistake that they made by being unwed or whatever when they had you, and instead of standing on that mistake and letting you know that it was a mistake and that it was wrong and they don't want you to live that life, instead they make excuses. Instead they make excuses and tell you that you ain't got nothing to be ashamed about. I wasn't ashamed. No. Be real with your kids. Let them know you screwed up. And this ain't the way to go. But guess what? People be afraid that their kids are going to disrespect them if they tell them the truth. If you're a respectable person in how you proceed after your mistake, you don't have to worry about your child disrespecting you and bringing up what you did this and that. No, you proceed as a respectful parent, and you also tell your children the truth. You ain't got to worry about no backlash about what you did. But see, people be so scared because they know they have something in training their kids. So they sit and they try to paint a picture that nobody's perfect. And, who made these mistakes? I made these mistakes too. No, there's nothing glorious or beautiful about that. Mm-hmm. Because now you're helping them usher themselves into a cycle that, honestly, there were single parents back then, but because of the climate that we're living in, it's getting worse and worse. Mm-hmm. So why would you even want to allow your child to repeat the cycle, knowing that it's going to be even worse than what you experienced? Why would you do that?
Well,
yep. So
right.
I think
I'm going
to
get off. Go ahead, 900. I'm going to close it out.
Okay, yeah, I wanted to agree with her because my mom's a teen mom. She had me at 19, my brother at 20, and we were just talking about this yesterday. And I asked her, I said, why you never took any pictures of yourself when you were pregnant? And she was like, well, for what? I had no business being pregnant, So it wasn't. She didn't glorify it. And she always told us, even in the early 2000s when we was growing up, she always said, you get married before you have kids. I know I didn't do it that way, but that's the right way to do it. Parents need to love their children enough to tell them the truth so that the children don't go down the same path and make their life hard. You need to love your children enough to tell them the truth. And I'm glad my mom did that.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, y'all.
Mark,
y'all gotta let me go now, man. Come on, Bill. Then Sarge. Come on.
I understand this as one.
I'm gonna say this and make it short and sweet. earlier we were talking about the opportunities and the kids that can't read, and we're not at the level we supposed to be. How disparaging is it that it's a whole race of people here that can't read, can't write, and can't understand, able to do what your kid is not going to have the opportunity to do? Can't read, can't write, can't understand.
Well, that's why.
When you got kids that can.
Yeah, but listen to this. You don't need to know how to read and write to sweep or mop a floor. You don't need to know how to read and write if you could carry a box and lift and put it over there all day. All the boxes that come on this conveyor belt, I need you to put them on this belt. Everyone come down. You don't need to know how to really read, write, and do certain things. So that's why they need workers, laborers. That's on purpose. When you don't know how to read, they tell you anything. When you don't have the right information, they tell you anything. Period. Sarge, go ahead, close us out. Land that plane, man, so I can get out of here.
And I'm gonna land it quick. All of this, everybody got a doggone story. That thing about the
I don't know what happened to his
1966 is my first childhood memory. My brother getting gunned down, him and two of his friends standing in my mama's kitchen, bleeding all over the floor when I'm 3 years old. That's my first childhood memory. We used to have a village. When? Not on 69th and Union, not in Inglewood, not when Larry Hoover was living over on Peoria. So miss me with all that. We had a village. I didn't have one. I'm done.
I had a village.
All right. People.
And I did too. And I did too.
Me and Martin had the same village.
Yeah, we had the same.
I'm sorry you didn't. I'm sorry you didn't, Sarge, but a lot of us did.
I know.
Hey, Howard. Tell we had the same village. We had a village. So we had a village.
We had a village, man.
Yeah.
We saw some crazy stuff too, Sarge. Trust me.
Oh yeah.
I know everybody's saying crazy, but if they wonder why I left Chicago and never looked back, there it is.
Okay, appreciate you. All right, again.
There it is.
Again, another
Sarge,
great show.
You got a whole village.
Sister, hold it. We done. We're
one
done.
Thing, Mark,
No. We're done.
Okay.
We're done.
Okay.
I gave you your opportunity. I gave Sarge the opportunity. We're done. I've been on here 2 hours. Two hours and 7 minutes, and we're done. I want to thank y'all for tuning on here, tuning in. I want to thank all my first-time callers. Great to you. Hey, that's a first-time call. So the reason why I ask for first-time callers, when you have first-time calls, it's showing that you're growing. I don't want you have a lot of callers will call in, but they're afraid of getting beat up because their opinion is different from some of my panel. So I just want to let you know if you're a first time caller, come on, I don't need you outbursting. Please call in. Your opinion matters. Everybody have an opinion. Everybody have an opinion. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank you.
And let's love on our children. Let us include the fathers. You don't get a badge of honor for being a single mother, single parent, not for me. You got to include that father or that boyfriend. Have him help you out too. If he ain't good enough for your children to be around, he don't need to meet your children. Period. If you're gonna date outside the house. That's period. Because there are some good men out here. Now listen, it all depends on what you want. What you want out of life. If you get too lonely, you just accept anything. And I'm gonna tell you, all this, you got 3 different baby daddies and you made a mistake. It ain't no mistake. I give you maybe 1 or twice. The third one is on you. Trust me, you know better. You know better. Thank y'all so much. Y'all already know what it is. You already know what it is.
Live, uncut, unedited. Tell the truth. And what?
And shame the devil.
I love being black.
Good night, people. Good night.